Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing a Karamo episode called Mom, You Hit Me With an Iron Pipe. Say You're Sorry. So right off the bat, just from the title, you already know this one is a doozy. So if you're excited for this, just go ahead and give me a thumbs up real quick and we're going to get into this content. Daughters Shequita and Tamika had a tumultuous upbringing with their mother, Connie. It's quickly revealed that Shequita played a motherly role to her little sister Tamika during the time they were being raised by Connie. She provided for Tamika by making sure she had food, she had money, and that she always made it to school on time. How sweet. But we find out pretty soon that both daughters are distant from Connie. But despite this, Shequita would like for her and Connie to come to a resolution, for Connie to take accountability and apologize for her wrongdoing so that they may move forward and redevelop their relationship. Shequita says that as a child, her mother punished her excessively. Any wrongdoing was met with unwarranted anger and aggression. At the tender age of 13, Shequita reported Connie for abuse to CPS. Unfortunately, she did disclose that the initial story she used in order to contact CPS was fake, but it was because of a very real issue that was going on at home, on the regular. Can you really blame her for that? If you're not sure yet, you'll be sure by the end of this video. Trust me, I have something for you. Shequita even openly admits that she would purposely get in trouble just to have an escape and a reason to leave home. So guys, what is up with these toxic parents and their uncomfortable facial expressions while their children are expressing trauma? Like, am I missing something here? Why are we smiling? What's funny? Shequita then moves on to say that her mother is jealous of her bond between herself and her younger sister Tamika. And I wholeheartedly believe that is true, because if Connie is who she is made out to be, it would make perfect sense that she would want to control her image, control the perspective that her daughters have of her, because that dictates what they will say about her. And if it's all about her, of course she only wants it to be good things. When Karamo asks Shequita if she has a relationship with her mom, she openly admits that she does not. But look at Connie's face as Shequita continues to elaborate on why.
I don't have a relationship. I'm not going to sit here and be fake because I'm not a fake person.
Yeah.
And I've tried and I've tried and I've tried.
You see that? Something ain't right about that. Once again, Connie has this stupid expression on her face and openly shows her annoyance and contempt for Shequita in the story that she's telling. So at this point, Karamo goes ahead and welcomes Connie to the stage, but he doesn't even get to a second question before Connie and Shequita get into a full-blown dispute. You know, I really wanted to dissect this argument, but it was just too much going on all at once. At the exact same time. It just sounded like two cats getting into a fight. Don't worry, I'll leave the link to the full video down below so you can go watch it for yourself. Make sure you slow it down to about 0.5 so that you can actually catch what both of them are saying. It was somewhere along here where I noticed that every time Connie was answered a question so far, she immediately deflected with yet another question. She could not answer a question directly. She had to bring it all the way around the block, go all the way around the bush before she could answer the question. Ma'am, how hard is it to answer a simple question, yes or no? You can even say yes and then elaborate, no and then elaborate. She could not do that. As soon as a question was asked, she had to ask a question as a retort. Could you imagine how frustrating that must have been for Shequita growing up trying to gain an understanding for why her mother was treating her the way she was? Could you imagine how frustrating that is even in adulthood, trying to communicate with a parent who's done wrong to you and they can't even answer a simple question? At this point, Shequita gets completely frustrated and storms off the stage, leaving Karamo and Connie on their own. At this point, Karamo's trying to get down to business, and he straight up asked Connie if what Shequita said regarding the abuse was true. Again, she answers with questions instead of simply answering yes or no. And if you're from down south, then you know what I mean when I say she showed her whole behind.
Was that true?
What abuse did she say? That she was abused by me?
She said
How do
that-
you be abused? You be abused for being disciplined to your kids?
Connie really tried to play the calm, rational, and reserved part, but that act was quickly dissolved when she was asked a question that she did not like. Even her body language at this point is aggressive and confrontational. Guys, pause. This is a serious question. For all the people watching this video, would you want to have a mother like this? I wouldn't. I would have been just like Shequita. I would have been running off any chance I got to get away from this woman.
You don't beat them? You have no bruises? Quita is a liar. She can lie real good.
Connie is a very good example of old dysfunctional mentalities that need to be done away with. She doesn't want to discuss her wrongdoings and how they negatively affected her children.
I went through hard times. But who's the angriest? Anger shows what's in you.
It's not healthy to mask anger.
Because you don't want to let go. Forgive. You're grown. Grow up.
That reminds me of that old saying that older people would say to younger kids, talking about fix your face. After they did something to you to make you upset, to hurt your feelings, so you're uncomfortable with seeing my true emotions about the situation? Why? Why can't I express how I feel about something that was done onto me? But I digress. Back to the show. Some people just seem to think that they can do wrong onto others and that you should just forgive, forget, and move on. But that's not how it works. They themselves don't even forgive, forget, and move on. They pretend that they forgive, they pretend to forget, and sure, they may move on physically, but trust me, the child in them is still very much so harmed by those things that they went through, whether they acknowledge it or not.
You're grown. Grow up.
This is so sad.
I will take the women's in the beat as long as I go back outside and be free.
The whole time Shequita was saying this, Connie was denying it. But what was that she said earlier? Let's run it back.
You have no bruises? You have no bruises?
Doesn't that sound like when a violent person says that no one will believe you, you don't have any proof? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm reading too far into it, but y'all can let me know. And it was at this point that Shequita snatched that mask right off of Connie's face.
She hit me in the mouth with an iron pipe. Iron pipe. You hit me in the... Oh, so you didn't give me these sticks and I called the police?
Oh, look. Now she's confused.
But I never abused you.
This woman is unbelievable. The way she treated her children is already atrocious, but the way that she behaves just makes it 10 times worse. I don't care what anyone says. Connie did not come on this show to mend her relationship with her children. She came on the show to protect her own image, her own self-interest, and her own ego. At this point, little sister Tamika is brought out to the stage. Unfortunately, she's very soft-spoken and very hesitant to say that her mother was abusive, so I don't think there was much that we can gather from her. However, she did say this.
We did get excessive whooping. Like it wasn't right, because sometimes we didn't even know what we was getting whippings for.
And this.
Like a lot of approaches that my mom tried with us, I don't use those approaches on my kids.
In the final segment, Shequita leaves the stage for the last time. She does not return at any point in the episode. Karamo is focused on reaching Connie emotionally and establishing a true connection to her childhood to understand why she behaved in the way that she did. Notice the subtle change in her facial expression when she hears the word beat.
You got beat.
It's more like the concept itself doesn't bother her, but the wording triggers her for some reason. You already know why. You already know the threat that CPS was to people who weren't handling their children correctly, but you also know that they used to fearmonger the children into not calling authorities when parents were doing wrong onto them. That's exactly why she has that face, that trigger every time she hears a word beat or abuse, anything of the sort. And this was her reaction.
I did not get beat. I did not get abused. I got disciplined.
She says that to begin with, but then she tells the real truth.
I had a loving father, but he was abusive. But I don't hold what my father or my mother did against me.
How telling was that? Overall, there's a lot of trauma and pain that circulates amongst these three. And I truly hope that they can start to heal on their individual journeys before they come together and try to heal as a family. Because without personal self-development, there's no way that they're going to all come together and make progress in the same direction. And that is all that I have for you all in this video. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up before you leave. Comment down below which part of this episode was the most shocking for you. And also, if you haven't watched the full episode, I will leave a link in my description so that you can go see it, and I highly recommend that you do. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so that you will be notified the next time that I upload, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!